We're into the second round of the small school Texas high school football playoffs, and things are only heating up. These are the picks. Welcome into the picks presented by Visit Arlington, your guide to Texas high school football weekend. My name is Greg Tepper of Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. Thank you so much for tuning into the area round of the small school playoffs. 4A, 3A, 2A, and 1A we go. And once again, I'm picking every single game. I'm either going to mention it out loud or it's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. So look, the first round of the Texas high school football playoffs I think was mostly pretty chalky. I don't know if there was necessarily anything that really caught our eye except for the things that really caught our eye. We had 12 4 seeds take down number 1 seeds, ending district championship seasons early in the first round of the playoffs. That's pretty remarkable stuff. And so we've got huge games all across the state. We start in Commerce. 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Memorial Stadium in Commerce. It's a 3A Division I area round matchup as the Pottsboro Cardinals take on the Malakoff Tigers. What are the keys to this matchup? Key number 1, bad blood. So these are the two most recent runners-up in 3A Division I. Both these teams lost to Grandview in 2018 and 2019 respectively, and they've got a little bit of a history. Go back to last year, to the regional semifinals, in which Malakoff came in as the defending runner-up in 3A Division I, and they looked like the favorite to get to AT&T Stadium. Pottsboro had other ideas, and this was the big coming out party for the Cardinals as Braden Plyler plunged in for a game-winning touchdown in the final minute to stun Malakoff 38-31 en route to their first ever state championship game. So these are two teams that are eminently familiar with one another, and in a lot of ways, Malakoff wants their bit of revenge. They want to give back what they got last year and knock off the reigning runners-up. So, does bad blood play into this game? Key number 2, Signalcaller Showdown. And what I love about this game is that these are two teams that have a ton of experience under center. In fact, they've got state championship experience under center. Darian Peace, the quarterback for Malakoff, started that state title game back in 2018, and I think he's really grown up as the season has gone on and as his career has gone on. He is a playmaker of the highest order, and he is in complete command of this offense. On the other side, you have Braden Plyler, the Cardinals quarterback who led Pottsboro to their first state championship game last year, and I think he's really taken a step forward. He looks a little bit sharper this year. Looks like he's got a little bit better accuracy, and of course, he's got great weapons on the outside. So in a win or go home game, which star QB steps up big? And key number 3, who have you played lately? Malakoff has been absolutely relentless in the last 5 games. They've outscored their opponents 312-7 in their last 5 contests. That's ridiculous. But who have they played? I think there's a fair argument to be made that they have not played a team in their weight class since mid-September. I mean, they've basically been rolling past teams that, frankly, I think they're just a lot better than. Pottsboro, on the other hand, has gone through a very difficult district. They have a win over Mount Vernon. They have a win over Winsboro. They have an overtime loss to Mineola. They have run an absolute gauntlet of a district. So if you believe in being battle-hardened, I think the argument would be that Pottsboro's got the advantage there. But Malakoff has also been so outrageously dominant that it doesn't necessarily matter who they've played. What they've done is impressive. So, does strength of schedule matter at this point in the playoffs? Who am I picking? I'm going with Malakoff. The edge goes to the Tigers because of the defensive side. I think Hayden Thomas, their defensive back, and Zamir Ruiz, their defensive tackle, lead what is a very strong Malakoff defense, and I think the Tigers are going to be able to get a couple of stops in this game, and that may be all it takes, because these are two high-powered offenses that I think are going to put on a show. One thing I'm going to be interested in is, can Pottsboro get wide receiver Titus Lyons loose? He is a mismatch on the outside, and I want to see if Malakoff has an answer for him. I think this game is close, and I think this game probably gets into the 30s or maybe even the 40s. But I think Malakoff gets a little bit of revenge. I think the Tigers get the win. Let's go to 4A Division II, 7:30 p.m. Friday night at Magnolia's Bulldog Stadium. It is a 4A Division II area-round matchup between the West Orange Stark Mustangs and the China Spring Cougars. And what can you say about China Spring last week? That was impressive. An absolutely dominant effort in their win over state-ranked Jasper, completely shutting down that physical rushing attack for the Bulldogs and then getting their own offense loose. I love the balance here. Emmanuel Abdallah, their running back, and Major Bowden, their quarterback, they are cooking right now, but they are facing down a big challenge this week as they get the blue link defense from West Orange Stark, which has just been sensational all year long. Now, I don't think West Orange Stark has played necessarily anybody of note basically since they beat Silsbee a couple of weeks ago, but they have been absolutely dominant defensively. And the other thing, I think they've got a secret weapon this year, which is their quarterback, Pop Terrell. I think he is a game changer for them. I think he adds an extra element to their game. I think this game could be close and down to the wire, especially if China Spring is able to establish the run with Abdallah. But I got to give the edge to the Mustangs here. Give me West Orange Stark. Let's go to 2A, 7 o'clock Friday night at the Mustang Bowl in Sweetwater. It's a 2A clash between the Albany Lions and the Rawls Jackrabbits. This is an Albany team that, look, I mean, what do you expect from Coach Denny Faith's squad? They are fantastic. They have a great balance to their offense with Jaheim Newton, their running back, and Barrett Beal, their quarterback, and a really strong, I think, sturdy, tough defense that really gives them an edge in this game. But this is an interesting test. Rawls is a team that I think is flying under people's radar. Xavier Rangel, their coach, has done a fantastic job, and their slot T offense is humming right now. Sergio Salinas at the tip of the spear. This is going to be an interesting test for both teams. Can Rawls find a way to slow down this balanced attack for the Lions? Or can Albany find a way to diagnose the slot T, which is extremely difficult to stop on 1 week's notice? I think this game's really interesting, and I think Rawls has a great chance to pull the upset, but I do think Albany gets the win. And it is a huge showdown in the 6-man ranks, 6:30 p.m. Thursday night in Garden City, as the Balmorhea Bears take on the Jayton Jaybirds. And I think there's a real argument that these are the two best teams in 1A Division II. In fact, if you look at the last Dave Campbell's Texas football rankings, these are the two best teams into 1A Division II. We took a look at number 1 Balmorhea and number 2 Jayton. Fantastic matchup in this one. You've got Jayton's high-powered Jaybird offense led by Pecos Smith going up against Coach Vance Jones, his legendary defense that has been absolutely outstanding all year long. The other side of this game is actually interesting as well. I think a lot of the attention is going to be paid to the Balmorhea defense against the Jayton offense, understandably so. The other side is interesting too. I think Jayton's defense is a little bit underrated, and Lane Carrasco for Balmorhea has a chance to take over this game. Look, this game's a coin flip. I think the winner of this game is in the driver's seat to win the 1A Division II state championship. I don't really know who's going to win, but I give the edge to Balmorhea. But those are far from the only big games in the area round of the Texas High School Football Small School Playoffs. Remember, all my picks are scrolling at the bottom of the screen, so make sure you check that out. Let's get to the lightning round. In 4A Division I, I like Dumas over Andrews and give me Melissa over Kennedale. El Campo outmuscles Kilgore, and in a wild high-scoring affair, I think Lampasas squeaks by Corpus Christi Miller. 4A Division II now, Salina gets by Sweetwater. I like Caddo Mills over Van, and give me Navasota to get by Rockport Fulton. Tough games to call in 3A Division I. I like Shallowater over Pilot Point. I'm going with East Chambers just barely over Yoakum. I'm going with Vanderbilt Industrial over Blanco. 3A Division II now. I like Spearman in a close one over Ballinger, and I like Eastland over Bell. Buffalo takes down George Weston in a game that may decide the winner of Region 3. I like Dangerfield over Wasp. 2A Division I now. I like Bosqueville over Cupper, and give me Panhandle to get by San Saba. I'm going with Mason over Kennedy, and I like Hearn to stay perfect with a win over Beckville. 2A Division II now. McCamey beats Wheeler. I like Yorktown just barely over Snook. And I like Bremont to get by Tenaha. It's a huge week in the 6-man ranks. In 1A Division II, I like Fannondale over Gordon. And in 1A Division I, give me Abbott to take down Union Hill. And I like Rankin just barely over Sterling City. And those are the picks. I picked every single UIL Texas High School Football Playoff game this weekend, 4A, 3A, 2A, and 1A. I either mentioned it out loud or it was scrolling at the bottom of the screen. So if you missed it, you can just go back. It's the beauty of YouTube. And then you can tell me, what am I wrong about? Leave comments down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbells. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbells. And of course, see us at texasfootball.com, where you can find complete coverage of the 2020 Texas High School Football Playoffs at texasfootball.com/playoffs. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the area round of the Texas High School Football Playoffs. Be safe, wear a mask. We'll see you.